Hi there, Mr. Wedge, and today we're going to draw a house or a building, but we're going to use 1-point perspective. So last class we drew a road with the edges and the center of the road going to a point on the horizon. This is the horizon right here. And this point is called the vanishing point because it looks like everything goes into it and vanishes. And things that get farther away, they look smaller. Well, so do spaces. So the space in this road gets smaller, and that's why there's a vanishing point. So any straight line that goes toward you or away from you looks like it goes to this one little dot. So we're going to try that today with a building. So step one, you just draw the front of the building like you normally would. So I've got two vertical lines for the sides of my house, horizontal line for the bottom. And this is just like you would normally draw a real simple house. Very basic. I'm using my ruler to make my lines really straight. Step two is we're going to take this corner, and this corner, and we're going to draw lines that go to the vanishing point. I'm going to use my ruler really lightly and carefully with my pencil to make a construction line. And a construction line is just a very light line that you can erase easily later. So there we go. I just made a very light line, hopefully you can see it, that goes all the way to the vanishing point. So I lined my ruler up with the corner of this house and the vanishing point and drew a line that goes to it lightly. I'm going to do the same thing for this corner above it. So for the edge of the roof, that'll go to the vanishing point, and the very top of the roof, that'll also go to the vanishing point. There we go. So if this line inside this space is vertical, his little brother's going to be vertical. So I need a vertical line right here to show the back edge of this house. So I'm going to make sure my ruler's pointing straight up, and I can put a line in, and then I can make this line darker because I know how long it's going to be now. Same for the bottom. So that diagonal line can be darker. And that looks like a very strange shape, but that's what it would look like in real life. And if this line here for the roof is diagonal, then the little sister is going to be diagonal. So I'm going to make sure that when I line my ruler up, it's going to be parallel with this line that I drew. So they're going to go in the exact same direction. This one's just going to be a little shorter because my receding lines get closer together, so this line's a little farther away. So now I can make this line right here darker. So I'll line my ruler up with that line, press down harder, make a darker value line, and then these construction lines that were just there to help me draw this house can go bye-bye. Don't need them anymore. They were just there to help us, and that's why we didn't push down very hard. So that's what a construction line is. So now we have a house using 1-point perspective that looks 3D, but we can add details. We're also going to use perspective for the details. So anything on this wall that we drew first is looking at us. It's flat. So you would just draw it like normal. If you had a door, you would just use vertical lines and horizontal lines for the door. Just like normal. If you had a door on this wall, you would do it a little different. You would still use vertical lines because vertical never changes in a 1-point perspective drawing. It's always going to be vertical. But the top of it is going away from me like this, so I have to use perspective. So I'm going to line my ruler up with the vanishing point and the top of my door and just connect it like that. So that'd be a door from the side on that side wall. If you had a window on this front wall that's facing us, you would just use verticals and horizontals like you normally would. But if it's on that side wall is going away from us, and therefore I have to use 1-point perspective. I have to use the vanishing point. It's one of the rules. So a few of the rules are horizon line if you're outdoors, that's eye level. Vanishing point always goes on the horizon. Any straight line that goes away from you, like the bottom of this window, has to point to the vanishing point. It doesn't have to go all the way to it, it just has to point to it. So this is a little more advanced than what we did last class, but you guys are ready for it. So there we go. There's my window on the sidewall pointing toward the vanishing point. Vertical never changes, so it's always straight up and down, just like these fence posts we drew. We didn't draw them like this, even though they're perpendicular with this line in real life. Vertical never changes, so you wouldn't draw it like that. If you drew a fence post or a road sign or something like that, it's just going to be straight up and down like that. If you had lines in your roof for your house, just to give it some texture or pattern, all these lines would point to the vanishing point. So you got to make sure your ruler's lined up with this little dot every single time. It's 1 point perspective because there's only one vanishing point. But there we go. There's a few rules, but they're going to make your art look really realistic. So give that a try and have fun.